Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 fall season playoffs for middle school. We're going to dive into some Tetrio today, and a familiar face maybe from the background, Console Connie, always producing and helping run the show, stepping in the casting booth to help us out today. How are we feeling, Console?
It's feeling great to be on the other side of the booth. I haven't casted in quite a while, and this will be my first Tetrio cast, though I am certainly no noob when it comes to the game. I'm very excited to be back on the mic.
I think it was back in October when my first ever Tetrio cast, and Connie or Console was nice enough to help me out along the way. So I'm glad to have an experienced person in the booth with me today. And but as always, before we get into the action, we want to give a big shout out to some of our sponsors. We're going to start with Zotac. So giving a huge shout out to Zotac for supporting Scholastic Esports here in Indiana. And just a friendly reminder that you guys out there in chat, you can show your appreciation to Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media. And make sure to join their community on Discord. And don't forget to use hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag Zotac USA when you post. Maybe let us know who you think is going to win today's series.
Yeah, so glad for Zotac for supporting the stream. They're always doing great things, making sure we can keep the lights on and keep these streams coming to you. Speaking of which, coming into this match today, this is going to be the middle school semifinal for IEN. This will be Jackson Creek Middle versus Greensburg Junior High.
Yeah, and you know, we saw some shorter series back in October. Today we're going to have best of sevens as well. So you got a little bit more room for error, some breathing room, but I was pleasantly surprised at how fast, how talented these young students were back in October. Now that we're into the playoffs, I'm really excited to see what everyone's got.
Oh yeah, especially being as deep as the semifinals. I'm expecting to see players with a higher pieces per second count, players with better versus ratings. Because in the past, I mean, we watched a top 100 NA player in the IEN League the last time we watched this. So there are certainly some very talented youths playing in this league. Yeah. I'm ready for some back-to-backs. I'm ready for some T-spins. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I think we had a couple competitors that were ranked very high on that last one. I know our final matchup of the day was I think 2 undefeated players, but it was certainly a ton of fun to watch. I was pleasantly surprised with the skills that we saw on screen. I was absolutely blown away. I was at how fast these pieces are moving, and these young students, they're banking pieces, they're figuring it out. They're orienting. I mean, and it all comes so quickly. I truly, really was blown away by the talent of the young Scholastic Esports that we have here in Indiana.
Yeah, it can be a very fast-paced game. Usually when you think Tetris, you don't think speed, but at these higher levels, that's the key. The key is outmaneuvering your opponents, and not just being quick, but knowing when to attack and when to hold back before you clear all your lines is very important.
Yeah, it was almost too fast for me to keep up. I was really blown away, and you know, you talked about some of those more difficult moves, the back-to-backs, the T-spins. I mean, they were certainly not shy of busting those out in big combos last time. So I expect to see something similar now that we're into the playoffs. You mentioned it. We've got 3 best of sevens today. Semifinals, your third place, and of course that grand finals. But they're going to waste no time getting into it here, and it does look like it's Greensburg Junior already off to a great start here.
Oh yeah, nice little Tetris clear there, and they're stacking pretty well. Looks like they're going for a sidewell, which is pretty safe. It can get dangerous if you start stacking high, but it's very clean right now. And looks like both players are just going to be trying to play it safe, trying to clear these lines and stay low right now.
Yeah, we see those stacks already happening there for the JM middle school side, the Jackson Creek side. So going to have some of that to deal with. But now with that line piece coming in, really navigating those rough waters nicely. And all of a sudden, we see Jackson Creek beginning to mount this comeback here.
Ooh, this is a nice combo to try and clear out this garbage. He's got the time and he's got the pieces, so he should be able to clear out of this. And he's got a big single well, so that's prime Tetris area if he can get this down, but he's getting stacked up to the top of the screen and he's stacking on top of his garbage holes. Ooh.
Yeah, looking a bit troublesome here for Greensburg. They were off to such a great start, but it was Jackson Creek Middle School that was able to overcome those adversities, and now we'll see them taking game 1 here in this best of 7.
Yeah, Jackson having a little of an unfortunate start at the beginning, not able to get a lot of damage going, but they were able to pull it through together and pull off a victory. So we'll see how they do it in this next round.
Yeah, kicking off game number 2, and, we saw, I believe it was Greensburg with that early lead last time, but not able to hold on to it. Has that big line piece there. Unfortunately, there was a small gap in the bottom row, and you take a look at this start from Jackson Creek. I mean, this left side completely clear, setting themselves up for this line piece that is currently on hold. So I expect to see some big moves coming, maybe looking for a double liner.
Oh yeah, looks like they're setting up for a double Tetris here. There comes the first one. They're not going to quite do a combo Tetris, but it should be back-to-back here. There is a back-to-back, and that's dangerous territory right now for Greensburg right now, as they are sitting at the top of the field, trying to clear these lines, making sure that they don't top out, but it's looking not great right now.
Yeah, honestly, I think it was those opening stages for Jackson Creek. We saw them kind of stacking everything to that middle and right side of your screen, whereas there were just a couple gaps, a couple holes in that initial start for Greensburg Junior High School. So we do see that quick 2-0 lead here for Jackson Creek, a chance to go up by 3 and get to match and series point here. So just need to see a slightly better opening play here out of Greensburg Junior.
Actually, it looks like both players are going for a sidewell, and both players are actually stacking pretty clean right now. So this could be quite an even opening compared to what we've seen before. There's a little bit of a triple line clear, triple sent back. So just some back and forth right now.
Yeah, honestly, it is a excuse me, it is a slightly better start here for Greensburg as well. You see that small gap there in the middle, but they're able to kind of alleviate that now. And so working back down, we're seeing some footing gathered here from Greensburg Junior. It's the first time that we've seen Jackson kind of really having to deal with this pressure at the moment.
Yeah, Jackson's starting to stack high. They have a couple of potential T-spin setups, but I don't know if they're quite seeing them. So it's okay. Not every player has to use T-spins to win. But it looks like Jackson right now is doing a really good job of stacking up, and they have this sidewell to take Tetrises here. As soon as they get this line piece, let's see what they do with it. Ooh, they're gonna hold.
Yeah, it seems like they do that every time, maybe looking for that double line piece. You'll see one coming up for about 5 pieces here and them, and they do have that double line in a row. So the potential to hold one of these back, look to find a big play. That sidewell does get cut off there momentarily, though. And we'll see if that does cause them a little bit of problems here.
Yep, it looks like they are clearing out the little bit of a cheese they made. Things are looking good. On the other side for Greensburg, they're having a little trouble getting down to their garbage. They keep on accidentally stacking over the garbage, which is suboptimal. Ooh, and a very unfortunate misdrop there.
Yeah, you see all those little gaps and the holes on the side of Greensburg, where it seems like Jackson Creek has done just a little bit better of a job of navigating through these, keeping that sidewell kind of open for these line pieces that we see coming in here. And so able to stack it up, but I mean, it's still dangerously close. It's anybody's game at this point.
Oh, absolutely here. It's getting close to the top right now for Greensburg. They're not getting the right pieces they need to clear this out. This is looking dire, and I think this might be round 3 going to JCMS.
I would say that was the closest one we've seen between these two teams just yet, though. So Greensburg certainly making some good adjustments as the series gone on, but unfortunately for them, they can't afford to lose another game. And for Jackson Creek, they're in that driver's seat now. They've given themselves 4 additional opportunities to try and get the dub here, as we do see Greensburg opening up with a nice play.
Oh yeah, nice little double there to start some garbage. It's actually sometimes good to send less garbage at the beginning. When you send garbage, depending on how many lines you send, the same exact well will be there. However, if you combo, then that well will move around. So getting that smaller damage in at the beginning can actually be helpful.
Well, we're going to see him just enough space to slide that line piece in there as well. It's a bit of an awkward stack to start here for Jackson, but they've already thrown some garbage in the way of Greensburg. So we'll see if they're able to deal with that. Again, you see a lot of these little small gaps, these small squares throughout this stack here for Greensburg. But honestly, this is a little bit of a rougher start for Jackson as well than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, they're also having some trouble clearing these lines. looks like they're going to be a little bit in better shape. They only have 1 or 2 holes, and it looks like they're going to be clearing a triple here, which should send some good garbage over to Greensburg. And also, as the time goes on, these pieces are dropping faster and faster, which is making it harder for Greensburg to try and pull this one back. It's looking so close right now.
I thought they were about to be eliminated right there. They're able to slip a few pieces on by. They're hanging on by a thread, but you look at the stack over here for Jackson, and it's a bit scrappy looking. I mean, you've got this big stack in the middle, but it doesn't matter because you've done enough damage. Jackson Creek will close it out in a quick 4-0 versus Greensburg Jr.
Very impressive. Very good performance from both teams. Jackson edging it out, taking the 4-0, and heading into finals.
Well, they get that ticket into grand finals, but that does mean we have to duke it out for third place as well. Again, 3 best of 7s you're in a treat for here today. So I do believe that means Greensburg will fall down to that third place game. I'm not quite sure who they're going to be playing next, though, Console.
So looking at the bracket here, it actually looks like it's going to be JCMS 1 and 2 facing off in the grand final. And then JCMS 3. The other semifinal we did not cover was actually both JCMS players. So they were guaranteed a slot into the finals. But the team who did not come out on top will be our third place decider match. JCMS 3 versus Greensburg's player that we just saw.
So what you're telling me is Jackson Creek has a squad of incredibly talented Tetrio players, it would appear.
I'm very excited to see this next matchup.
And now this next one, is that going to be the third place, or are we going to jump into the grand finals first?
I believe we are jumping into third place first, if I am not mistaken. Let me do a little fact checking on that. Yes.
It'll be JCMS 3 or Jackson Creek Middle School 3 versus Greensburg Junior High School, which was that team that we did just see on screen.
Yes. Now, one thing that I think I want to see out of Greensburg, if they're going to try and improve, if you saw with a lot of their piece rotations, they would have trouble getting the rotation exactly where they wanted. Usually you want to either do 1 turn to the left or 1 turn to the right. There were some times where orienting their pieces, they had to spin it 2 or 3 times. So if they can just try and get a little better on their spins, a little better on clearing that garbage, I think they can have this one in the bag.
Yeah, you know, the less work, the better. It really kind of cuts down on some of that time. And so that's what we'll be looking for here in this next matchup. Sometimes those first game jitters can get to you. So Greensburg, they've played a series now. They can relax just a little bit. It's all for fun here, you know, at that bare minimum. But going to be duking it out for third place again against Jackson Creek Middle School. So maybe an opportunity to get a little bit of revenge against this Jackson Creek Middle School.
Perhaps. Be nice to see a little back and forth here. Echo on my mic.
You know, and it felt like, at least in that last one, Greensburg, you know, we saw, at least from Jackson Creek, where they were kind of always having that sidewell open, always looking for those big line pieces, whereas Greensburg, it was a little bit more sporadic. We saw a lot of different holes kind of scattered throughout their setup. So if they can limit those a little bit, like you said, work on the orientation of the pieces and just finding them slightly quicker, they very well could come out on top and find themselves a third place victory.
Sorry, just helping with some technical difficulties on the stream here.
That's all right. We know you're kind of working both sides from doing the running of the show and helping out here casting. So we certainly appreciate you stepping in and filling the role here. I know it's not always easy just to produce or cast alone, but when you're doing both, even tougher. So a big shout out to Connie here for stepping up when needed.
Oh yeah. I'm happy to do both. We have a new producer filling in, so there's just some small kinks to work out. It's all good. It happens. But I'm very excited to go into this third place match. Greensburg, I think, can definitely pull it through.
As we get this next one set up, maybe I'll just let everybody know about League OS Portal, another one of our wonderful sponsors here today. So maybe you guys are interested in esports, not just in high school, but in college or middle school, as we see here. But now you can search hundreds of collegiate esports programs at portal.leagueos.gg. Scholarships exist not only for players, but for shoutcasters like Connie and I, and much, much more. So there's plenty of verified college coaches, and they're searching on that LOS portal now to find players like you. IEN students as well can sign in to manage their prospect profiles where their stats automatically update on the website. I think that is super, super cool. And another cool feature, LOS portal is free. So don't miss your chance to get discovered. Please visit portal.leagueos.gg and be sure to level up your future as well.
Yeah, League OS is also just another great supporter of us, and it's just awesome to see high school esports be an option for these kids these days if we do run into the next match here.
Little change in the scenery here as well. Love the background, the music, but the important thing at hand here, we see JCMS. Now, their previous player enjoyed keeping that sidewell open. You see JCMS here kind of going for that middle area, but it looks like Greensburg may be taking some notes from their previous opponent and trying to open up a sidewall for themselves.
Yep, they do have a couple of spaces in that well, but they can definitely fill those up. And they do have two line pieces here, so looks like they're going to double clear that. They're going to actually find a Tetris there, so that'll be some good damage sent over to JCMS, though they're going to send one immediately back.
Yeah, all that garbage immediately eliminated and tossed back to the way of Greensburg Junior HS. And again, you see that open well there, but there's so many pieces on top of it. Now so many gaps. What was initially a great start here for Greensburg has all been taken away by JCMS. And now it's looking very good for that left side of your screen.
Oh yeah, they are looking so clean. They're at the bottom of their garbage. I think they're ready to stack more and just try and find more clears. And it looks like Greensburg, unfortunately, is having some trouble with clearing these lines out without leaving holes, and it's making it quite difficult for them to come back here.
And it's always easier said than done, though. I mean, we think that it's moving fast for us on screen. Put yourself in the position where you're trying to figure out what's going on here. You've got to look at those next 5 pieces coming up. You got to figure out where you want to hold, where you're orientating everything. And then, like Connie said, doing it with a minimal amount of spins to orientate that piece. We see them trying to kick that one in with that T-spin there, but it doesn't quite work. And now the troubles will continue here for Greensburg.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this will be the end of the first round. They have, a really clutch spin, and they're just barely not able to fit that L piece in. If they were able to clear that L piece, those 2 lines would have saved them and given them more opportunity. First round will go in favor of JCMS. We'll be seeing this come up again, and it looks like both teams are building that sidewell.
This music is almost too calming for me. I think it would be, I need something a little heavier, I think, if I'm trying to play as fast as these students, but it's no issue for them. We see a great stack coming out here from Greensburg, but they need some of these line pieces. They're going to get 2, and it's a huge combo to throw some garbage the other direction.
Oh yeah, things are looking a little messy for JCMS, but it looks like they're going to be starting to try and clean that up. Finding not the best pieces here, but sometimes it's just the luck of the draw in this game.
Yeah, a little bit of luck can go a long way, but right now Greensburg has done a great job battling back here in this second game of our best of 7. And for the first time, we really see JCMS trying to deal with some of these difficulties. That line piece comes in. They've got one on hold and an extra one as well, but there's so many gaps at the moment.
Oh yeah, that L piece drop, the blue piece going into that corner, covering that garbage, or covering the hole is just so difficult to deal with. Looks like they're going to be able to clean things up a little bit, but they are stacked higher than Greensburg right now, so sitting in a little bit of a dangerous position.
We'll see Greensburg beginning to navigate through their troubles here as well, kind of fill in some of these holes and continuing to quicken the pace here. I mean, 80 pieces per second to the 50 on the side of Jackson, and we might just see Jackson Middle School get their first loss of the day.
So actually, in the pieces, the large count is how many pieces have been placed total in the round. The pieces per second is to the right of that.
Gotcha.
Yep. No worries. Anyways, we do see JCMS actually falter, and one will go back in the way of Greensburg as we go into this next round.
Already, it seems like Greensburg coming out slightly quicker as you look at the time there on the clock. But if you look at the board, it looks a little bit better here for JCMS. They're always good at these opening positions, keeping some of these wells clear while stacking up. Whereas if you look at the right side, we do see a lot of little holes and gaps in the middle of the screen there for Greensburg.
Yeah, JCMS are playing a little bit slower, a little bit safer, and it is giving them a little bit of a better stack. But I don't think Greensburg are out of it just yet, though they do just take a nasty Tetris there. They are going to send some back, and they are starting to clear their garbage out.
Starting to clear that garbage, but this line is a bit of a rough one. We see a ton of gaps, but so far able to navigate it nicely. They add one more on top of that L piece, but still doing a great job of getting through it. They've got some garbage to deal with, but as does JCMS. This is one of the closer matches I think we've seen yet today.
Definitely. Looking at both teams trying to stack up. It looks like both teams are just trying to get to the bottom of their garbage, the bottom of their stack, clear the bottom of their garbage, and get ready to try and stack some more. But unfortunately, Greensburg getting in a tight spot there is going to be able to use a nice spin to get out of it. But they're stacking, and it's getting difficult for them.
Stacking it up, and stacks are not always great here. As we see at the top middle of your screen, those X's, it will finally be filled in, and JCMS will regain the lead one more time. But it is a best of 7, so not out of that deep water just yet.
No, not quite. There still are at least 2 more rounds to be played, so still 2 more opportunities potentially for Greensburg to be able to come back here, as both teams are once again playing really safe. They're doing these double, triple line clears, trying to make sure that they still have an opportunity to clear these lines if they so need to without sending damage.
Well, doing a good job of stacking. That line piece, though, does separate a big line there as well. They've got one on hold. They'll begin to drop it here in this side well and start to make some moves. But you look at the side of Jackson Creek Middle School, and they've done a great job here. I mean, they've all the way to that bottom line. They've got a line piece already on hold and one more coming up.
Oh, yeah. They're doing a super good job of just keeping it clean and keeping it low. And when you're trying to play the game of Tetris, that's not a bad way to play. Honestly, outlasting your opponent can sometimes be better than out-damaging them.
I mean, you look at the pieces that have been played, and certainly Greensburg has been dropping pieces at a quicker pace, but it was Jackson that was still enjoying that lead up until a few moments ago, and now it's Greensburg who's dishing out the garbage, going to slide that L piece in there as well. It just needs a big line to come up here to alleviate this big open well here near the middle of the screen.
Oh yeah, things are looking great for Greensburg right now. 6 lines of garbage to stack through before you get to the bottom for JCMS here. And more damage is slowly being stacked over on the side of Greensburg. So at any moment, they could be getting even more.
Yeah, that L piece kind of hurt Greensburg a little bit. They've got that open well that they're not quite able to get to just yet. We see him trying to find a way to crack that hole open a bit, but for the other side, Jackson, I mean, they're doing a great job despite the fact that they have a lot of rows of garbage sitting below them. Things are going to get a little bit scrappy, though, as these paces begin to quicken.
Oh, yeah, with 2 minutes on the clock now, things are really starting to pick up. And you're seeing that now as the pieces are falling way quicker, especially when these players are at the top of the screen. These pieces can be so hard to deal with, as we're seeing Greensburg now trying to put pieces left and right, but not able to clear any lines. This might be the round. Actually, no, it looks like JCMS are also struggling.
Yeah, we saw the spins coming out from Greensburg to buy them some additional time. I felt like they were enjoying the lead for the majority of this one, but the pace becomes too much. The pieces stack up, and JCMS gets a big win here as they go up to match and series point.
Yep, JCMS looking like they want to take this third place here in this tournament. But Greensburg still have another chance. They have one more chance at least.
Well, these students always kind of display that never say never attitude. They continue to fight to the very end, regardless of what the outcome may look like. And that's something that we certainly can respect and appreciate in our young talent here at Indiana Esports Network. But it does look like it's already a bit worrisome for them. They've got that open well in the mid, but they've got to try to crack the vault here just to be able to get to it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they are stacking over these garbage holes. You just see it there, the O piece going over the hole. And looks like they're actually going to be able to clear stuff out, but not before JCMS is able to send a hefty amount of damage. And they're looking like they can send a Tetris here in a second. That's exactly what
I kind of would have loved to see them hold onto that line piece. And now we do see Greensburg holding on to a line piece here, but they've got to find a way to open up that well to clear this garbage. And now with time dwindling away, it's Jackson Creek Middle School yet again. They will secure that third place victory here as well. And I believe you had mentioned that we might just be seeing 2 Jackson Creek players in our grand finals here as well.
That would be very correct. Yeah, JCMS Esports 1 and 2 respectively going against each other here in this grand final. I will say though, well played to Greensburg, that the 4-1, the score does not indicate how close the match was, I don't think. We saw a lot of back and forth. We saw a lot of JCMS being right about to top out, and Greensburg just unfortunately topped out a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I think it was our third or fourth match where Greensburg was winning the whole time, and it looked like they were going to be able to squeeze it out, but it just became too much right at the end. So I agree, that scoreline really doesn't do it justice. We saw Greensburg, I think, make some great adjustments from their semifinal game to their third place game, and kind of those opening plays or those opening moves. But Jackson Creek Middle School, I mean, they've got a lot of talent over there. They've got a great program. It shows that they've got 3 or 4 players here in these playoffs and in these finals. So we get to see 2 of them clash one more time. I'm sure they've played each other before being at the same school. So I expect some good friendly banter here as well.
Oh yeah, especially when it's 2 teammates playing against each other. You've probably played against each other dozens of times in practice during the season. So it's a nice little measure up. You get to have an official who is better kind of deal.
You always enjoy those bragging rights. Yes, you already know, Connie. I'm sure you just like with your friends, me with my friends, we like that friendly crap talking, so to speak. So, but again, we always talk about it, right? The bare minimum requirement is just to come out here and have some fun. You get some competitive experience. You get to play with some friends, make some new friends. And so, at a minimum, it's just great to see them having fun and getting to showcase some of their skills.
Absolutely. We love the camaraderie in Scholastic Esports, to being able to just create friendships based on the people that you just enjoy playing games with.
I got slightly distracted there because I saw a cute Squishmallow behind you with a nice mustache. And so I got slightly distracted. Love my mustaches, but back to the important thing at hand here. We've got the JCMS 2 schools about to go head to head. And what's going on with this first piece here, you think, Connie?
It looks like both teams it looks like we might be having a technical difficulty, if I had to guess.
Maybe one player not back yet, or yeah. Oh, there we go.
There we are.
So
okay,
at least they're from the same school. So Esports 1 was willing to kind of hold on and wait for their opponent to get back and get ready. But it looks like they're all ready now and wasting no time on dropping these pieces in bunches.
Oh my God, JCMS Esports 1 is stacking 4 wide. This is a very advanced strategy. It's commonly seen at a lot higher levels. But basically, if you stack this 4 wide in the middle, you can theoretically infinitely combo until you are out of pieces. And it looks like that's what they're going to start to do. They're going to start the first combo piece. They're going to be very hesitant to keep the combo going. So it does seem they have made a small error in their calculations as to which pieces they need to clear these lines out efficiently. and that actually is going to cost them. This might be very dangerous position for JCMS1.
Yeah, there's just so many tiny holes and gaps. They've got to clear that left well to be able to get rid of that garbage. In the meantime, Esports 2 for JCMS continues to drop these pieces in bunches. They're all the way down to that bottom line there as well. And just kind of navigating these pieces nicely. Nothing on hold, but we do see a couple line pieces coming up here for both sides.
Oh, yeah. Looks like both teams are going to be holding those, hopefully stacking up for their own respective Tetrises. And it looks like JCMS1 is going to take a little bit of a risk in creating some garbage, but in the wake of it, sending a Tetris, I should say, back the other way.
Yeah, so far it seems like JCMS Esports 2 has the better lineup at the moment, but Esports 1 has got a lot of pieces off the board. The problem is they haven't been able to deal with all of this garbage here that continues to pile up. It's time to take out the trash, or you might find yourself in the can as well.
Oh yeah, JCMS Esports with over 10 lines of garbage, over half of their screen filled with potential to knock them out. And looks like they're trying their best right now to try and clear these lines out. It looks like they actually have a clean down stack here.
I mean, the fact that JCMS 1 is still holding on and still fighting here is amazing. It looked so good for Esports 2, but never say never. We see this attitude in a lot of our young stars, and it's really kind of refreshing. It's great to see, but now the troubles are starting to pile up as the pieces begin to quicken here.
Oh, yeah. Once again, we're actually hitting that 3-minute timer. This is an exceptionally long time for a single round to last in Tetris, typically. So you're really going to see that extra gravity start to affect these players as you're seeing JCMS1 starting to struggle with all of the pressure starting to stack up.
I mean, we're 3.5 minutes. I don't think we've seen a single game go this far yet. But, you know, it just kind of reiterates the type of talent that we're seeing here in the grand finals. JCMS number 2. The board is looking mighty clean and mighty good here at the moment. If they can keep this up, they should be able to clinch the dub here from their counterpart of JCMS 1.
Oh yeah, JCMS 1 slowly stacking to the top of their screen. They're trying their best to find these pieces to clear them, but moving the other crucial thing is being able to actually move these pieces to where you want them to, especially with that constant gravity pulling things down. You make it so hard to put pieces where you want them to.
Yeah, I think we even begin to see that now on the right side of our screen. That nice big lead starting to dwindle away a little bit because of the quickened pace, that increased gravity. And JCMS 1 is still holding on, somehow has been able to stay around in this one. And that's when it starts to get dangerous. But we see them now nearing that top, that danger zone there as well. And both of these teams fighting for that first dub on the board.
Yeah, it's getting real close. And I think they just barely have the pieces to be able to get out of this. They're going to be able to get the L piece over, though. They can't. And that's the first round of JCMS 2.
Well, it's very fitting that it is the grand finals. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better matchup to open up this best of 7. Almost 4+ minutes of play there. It is JCMS 2 that gets that first dub on the board. Are they going to opt to go with the same strategies here, though?
They're going for the same strategy, but a little different. JCMS 2 is going for side 4 wide, which is a little faster to stack, but it's more dangerous. Center 4 wide, if you take a bunch of damage, your piece can still spawn in the center. So you can still place pieces even if you take a lot of garbage. But that right side 4 wide, or that left side 4 wide, can be deadly if you take damage at the wrong time.
When we see him trying to navigate through the stack, there's a line of garbage here in both directions. Is he going to get it? Talk to us, Connie.
Oh, this 4 wide is so nasty. An 11 combo. You can't do anything about an 11 combo. What a play out of JCMS 1. Their first opener with their 4 wide, they weren't able to quite make it work, but finally pulling it through. 1-1.
It looked a little sketchy in the beginning for JCMS 1 as well. That middle open well that they had was kind of staggered out a little bit with that S piece, but they're able to get it done. And you had mentioned that 11 stack there. It's tough to deal with on the other side of things. We're going to see JCMS 2 go kind of back to that strategy that they had in their first game. So they're going away from that 4 well there that you saw, just leaving this side well open.
Yeah, they're all also once again trying to play these single and double clears. They're trying to send less damage and more play defensively, which I think can work for them here. And actually, they send a Tetris back the other way. Looks like the 4 wide hasn't quite worked out as JCMS 1 expected it to. So now they're trying to cling on to a different strategy. Oh, they find a T-spin. I think that's actually the first T-spin of the night that we see. Very clean though.
Line pieces, one being held onto for JCMS2 as well. They continue to throw a line or two of garbage in both directions, but right now JCMS2 the slight upper hand. We can see him holding onto that line piece with one on deck here as well, but a lot of open lines here at the moment to try and work with, and a couple stacks of garbage for both squads.
Yep, just a few lines each, and they're both getting down to the bottom, so they're doing a good job of resetting, and we'll see what they decide to do to get this garbage stacked up once again. It looks like JCMS 1 are getting ready to send a Tetris right now. There it is.
Oh yeah, a couple big lines, and now we see JCMS 1 getting that footing once more. Can JCMS 2 find a way to deal with it? Well, the question has been answered very quickly here. They clear the lines, they get back to the bottom, and it's 4 stacks of garbage for JCMS 1.
Yeah, JCMS 1 really rushed with putting that Tetris down, and unfortunately, with that, weren't able to clear all of the lines they wanted to with their following pieces, and it's left them in a tight corner here now.
We'll see if they can find a way to get through it. That line piece not getting as much value as they maybe had hoped for, but now beginning to drop pieces in quick succession. They try to wall kick that one under, but they can't quite get it, and that could spell trouble here a little bit later.
Oh yeah, missing that spin is crucial here, as now it creates several blocks of cheese underneath everything. There's a lot of holes to fill, and they got to move quick right now, as JCMS 2 is at the bottom of their stack and looking really clean.
Yeah, you know, we talk about how these pieces begin to quicken, that gravity begins to increase, and when you have a cleared board, it makes it a little bit easier to navigate through. We're seeing JCMS 1 beginning to battle back, though, and with a line piece not too far away here, should be able to take out some of this trash.
Ooh, and a nice Tetris on top of it, too. We'll send 5 garbage lines to the other side. Looks like Esports 2 is doing a good job of keeping it clean though, and being ready to clear these lines out when they come.
That's crazy. I mean, I felt like JCMS 2 had quite a big lead there, but now coming back as JCMS 1, still trying to get rid of some of this garbage here. They've got a couple lines to clear to open up that well on the right side for JCMS 2. It looks like they're trying to deal with that as we speak.
Yeah. Oh, and they are going to be able to find the Tetris clear, so able to put some good pressure onto Esports 1, though both are looking very clean. They have a lot of garbage, but they are stacked well. But just as I say that, some garbage holes start to appear for JCMS 1 that aren't so favorable.
Yeah, you see that stagger right at the top line, and so it does make it a little tough to clear those garbage pieces in bunches. Certainly going to have to get that first row, and then we'll have an opportunity for a big line piece, but we see that one not being held there, dropped in toward the top, and an opportunity for JCMS 2 to really begin to power on and drop some of these pieces down, get some garbage the other direction, and see if they can get a lead here in the series.
Oh yeah, it actually looks like JCMS 1 is starting to clean up their act. They're starting to get these line clears, and they were actually able to send a Tetris over. Looking a little dicey though, as they are appearing almost near the very top of the screen.
Yeah, those 2 line pieces in a row really helped out JCMS 2 here as we see him spinning that L piece around. They've got a line piece coming up here that they can... Oh, he doesn't squeeze it into that left well, and now it spells trouble. JCMS 1 plays from behind in the majority of this one and still comes up with a big dub. They've got the lead 2-1 in the series, but it is a best of 7. Anything can still happen.
Absolutely 2-1 right now in favor of JCMS 1, and it looks like they're actually not going to be... Are they going for a perfect clear? They were going for a perfect clear, but it looks like they didn't get the pieces they wanted to. So, looks like JCMS 1 is going to have to start thinking about what their next strategy is going to be. while JCMS Esports 2 stacks up quickly. Oh my god, he's going straight into the center 4 wide.
The man is a menace, or the player rather. The player is a menace out here, and it's a strategy that's been working for them more than it hasn't, though. And so it doesn't surprise me that we see him kick that one into position. It opens up this well here as well, and all of a sudden, all of those troubles seem to have slipped away. JCMS navigating these problems almost perfectly.
Yeah, that 9 combo is really going to sting for JCMS too, as we see them with almost 10 lines of garbage. So, looking like a good start here for Esports 1.
And it's crazy. I don't know how the amount of times now that we see JCMS 2 having that upper hand. It looks like a really good start for them, but JCMS 1 always able to bounce back, finding a way to clear the garbage, and now almost a complete clean slate here on the board. But JCMS 2 has battled back here as well. They've got the open well in the middle, a line piece coming up now to solidify that and send some garbage the other direction.
Oh yeah. But oh my, they instantly cleared that with the Tetris, and it's right back over to JCMS 2 here. They're trying to get this stack right, and if they spin this out here, ooh, this could be good.
And I love this back and forth between these two teams, almost like a game of ping pong here as they're throwing garbage back and forth in each direction. But now it is JCMS 2 that is at the receiving end of all of that garbage, and it is stacked tall as we see JCMS 1 with that line piece. We'll look to send a little bit more that direction. How does JCMS 2 get out of this tough spot?
It's going to be rough, but they are starting to get good pieces for this. Can use the line on the left and then the left. See if they end up clearing this out. They're having some trouble with this L piece. Couldn't quite find a place for it. Eventually hold and find a way to combo out.
Beautiful job staying in this one, but everything looks a little bit easier on that left side of the screen. They've got a lot more room to work with. You can see some of those X's starting to form at the top middle there for JCMS 2, which means there's really not much room for error now.
Yeah, and with all of this pressure being put on, these line clears are constant coming from Esports 1. And, ooh, this is a prime
the
setup
line, he got it!
He clears the Tetris. That's actually going to buy him some good time here to try and downstack. Ooh, he doesn't find the line clear, though, that he wants to. This could be very dangerous, still, for Esports 2.
Oh. He's able to kick that line piece into the right side, though. He's got a T-spin here as well, and he's not able to find the one he needed. Time will tick away. You talk about a nail-biter right there. Yeah. But JCMS 1 now at 3 ticks on the board here. They just need one more, Connie.
Yeah, one more to go. This could be curtains right now for Esports 2, but they have been playing very well. I think they can definitely still pull this back. As it looks like both teams are actually, both players are opting for a side well, single well. So looks like they're going to be playing for some Tetrises this time instead of playing for the 4 wide.
Mixing up the strategy just a little bit here, but they're in that driver's seat. They have that ability to do so. We see a couple of these line pieces now set up for JCMS 2 here, so they potentially send some big Tetrises back the other way. We see the quadra, but there's this triple followed up by a single combo for Esports 1.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Esports 1 is struggling a lot. Ooh, they're going to find the T-spin. That's actually so clean. That fixes their entire stack. They do have one garbage hole in the middle now. Oh, and they're going to get the S-piece? The S-spin? Oh, don't quite get the S-spin. Very close, though. And unfortunately, missing that S-spin is going to make lots of trouble for them as they're going to have to try and clean this up now. Oh, no, the piece drops.
Yeah, we saw a couple really nice back-to-backs on the side of JCMS 2. They've got a big clear board to work with, but we've seen JCMS 1 in these troubles before. It's looked grim for them before, and they've been able to battle back. There's a lot of holes to plug in this ship, though, and JCMS 2 is looking to get their second dub on the board.
Yeah, things are looking pretty dicey right now for JCMS 1. They're not finding quite the right pieces they want to try and clear these things out. Well, actually, as I say that, they're finding the right pieces. Caster's Curse.
Hey, one player's Caster's Curse is maybe another's Caster Blessing here, but they're not out of that deep water just yet. There's still a ton to deal with. And, well, JCMS 2 gets a big dub when they need it most, but they need 2 more in a row. if they want to claim that championship, raise that trophy, and get those bragging rights. For JCMS 1, they just have to play smart, continue to do what has been working in some of those previous games, and get one more dub.
Yep, looks like JCMS Esports 1 opting again for the 4-wide strategy. We've seen it mostly work in their favor. We've watched one round where, unfortunately, they were not able to complete the stack correctly, and it did lead to their demise. So we'll see if they're able to downstack this as well as they should.
Big open well in the middle, but that S piece followed up by this block. Will it kind of lead to some problems? If they can slide that L piece in there, which does appear it's exactly what they want to do, they're going to be able to do that. Some garbage thrown that direction, but all they need really here now is a line piece, and it could open up some big opportunities for JCMS 1.
There it is. There's the line piece. There's the Tetris clear, and here comes the 4-wide combo. 7, 8, 9, or I think we're going to see a 10 combo here, and it's... Oh my, that's game. GG's,
wow.
JCMS Esports 1. Congratulations on being the IEM Middle School Champion.
Hey, if you're JCMS, you're proud, though. I mean, you get first, second, and third, I believe. So you take the top 3 spots. You get all the podium positions there as well. Jackson Creek Middle School shows you that they have a ton of Tetrio legends.
Oh, their roster is stacked. We've seen so much good out of them today, especially that last match. Being able to utilize 4-wide, especially at a level where you're playing under 1 piece per second placement, that can make your play very efficient, and that can make it so you can take on some players that on paper can look better than you, but if you execute correctly, it can just be curtains.
Curtains, lights out. That's what it was for Jackson Creek Middle School as they sweep that podium. I mean, we saw a flawless victory in that opening match to get into the grand finals. It was a 4-1 defeat, I think, for that 3rd place position. And then our closest series yet did come at the end of the day. I mean, we saw a couple of those rounds go into like 4+ minutes. So
oh yeah,
it was fun watching these students battle back and forth. But, at the end of the day, there's only the one winner. So we do congratulate them, but I'm pretty sure everybody had a lot of fun. I know I did here today.
Oh yeah, it's been great. And it's been great for me personally being back on the mic. It's been a while since I've casted, and it's been amazing, Hot Sauce. I can't lie.
Hey, honestly, it was a ton of fun to get to work with you on this side of the booth as well, Connie, or Console, a woman of many, many talents. So we were certainly very thankful that you were able to step up and help us out here today. I know your knowledge in Tetrio is certainly far more vast than mine. So I as well greatly appreciate your help here today.
And just like you're thanking me, we have one more sponsor to thank, and that is LANFest. This broadcast is part of LANFest's Scholastic Esports program, a program that supports this league and many others. Since launching, LANFest has delivered over 300 broadcasts to Scholastic leagues in Washington and Indiana. We provide these broadcasts free of charge to the leagues, schools, and teams we cover. Your generous donations make this possible. Every $200 raised covers the operating cost of just one regular season broadcasts. So if you appreciate our work, scan the QR code on screen and maybe, just maybe, donate today.
That's right. Landfest.com/scholastic as well, if you prefer to type it in there. But every little donation goes a long way. We certainly appreciate all of your support out here today. Unfortunately, Connie, that is going to be all for us here today. So we do want to give a big shout out to everybody over at Esports Indiana. Of course, all of our wonderful young competitors here today and everybody working so hard behind the scenes. Normally it's Connie. He was with us here today. We had Resin or Amber working behind the scenes, as well as Mo, Bug, or Taylor there. So always producing, running the show, making it smooth for us. We certainly appreciate each and every one of them. But Connie, any final words before we say our goodbyes?
I think I'm set. I think I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be on mic
All
for
right.
once.
Yes. Hey, well, we were certainly happy to have you. It was a lot of fun. Guys, be sure to check out Console as well. The beautiful human to my digital right. My name is Hot Sauce. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. We remind you to hit that follow button. It is free, and there will be some Rocket League finals coming up tomorrow, along with some Valorant action the following day. So be sure you hit that follow button. Don't miss out on any of that, and please enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Have a wonderful night.